Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namassami. Our world is justice, the body and the mind. It begins here, it ends here. If we have the body and the mind, and we have the six senses through which we experience the world, to the eye, ear and nose and tongue and body and mind. So we experience the world through these six senses. But if the body and mind is not there, the six senses are not there, then there is nothing to experience. Then there is nothing to experience. If there is nothing to experience, then there is nothing to like, nothing to dislike. Do you get the point? We like things and we also dislike things. And then when we like things, our mind generates certain amount of mental power through this liking to continue in the samsara. When we dislike things, it also generates certain amount of mental power to continue again in the samsara through the liking or through the disliking. But if we are not, if there are no six senses, there is no body, if there are no six senses, if there is no liking or no disliking, no experience, all things have come to an end, all things have ceased, then there is nothing to generate the force of liking or disliking, nothing to continue here. That's exactly what the Lord Buddha was teaching in this Paticca Samuppada, dependent origination. When the body and mind ceases, then the six senses also cease. Six senses ceases, then all this contact with these senses and outside object, that will also get not there. If that is also not there, then there are no feelings, no good, no bad. If there are no feelings, then there is no liking, no craving or disliking. There no liking or disliking. Basically, both are kind of craving through the liking or the disliking. If there are no craving, there is nothing to cling. If there is nothing to cling, there is no supporting condition for continuity in the samsara. Then there is no rebirth. There is nothing to continue. So the whole power to continue from life to another life, to another life, to infinite number of lives is just within us. We create this power. We create this power, and this power is always getting strengthened within us because we don't really understand. What do we not understand? We don't understand the nature of the body, nature of the mind. All, as I said, it all starts here, no? Body and the mind, and then six senses are extension of body and mind. It all starts here. There is a feeling of I about the body, feeling of I about the mind. So all the things that we do, you see, you look yourself, look into your mind, all the things that you do from the time you get up till the time you go to sleep, all the things that we do with a strong sense of I or maybe a weak sense of I will do like this, I will not do like this. Even if we are not saying like this, there's a sense of I, feeling of I involved here in all of these, even good things. And that's what the ignorance is all about, not knowing that this is no I. So the whole purpose of spirituality, people say, we want to practice spirituality. It's all about letting go. What do we let go? We let go this ignorance about the I, false sense of I. When we let go the false sense of I, then we let go the craving and the continuity. Then nothing to crave, nothing to cling, nothing, no further support to continue, no continuation. Then there is nothing goes. When people become enlightened, when people are enlightened, truly enlightened, I say truly enlightened for a reason. And nowadays, a lot of people, they claim to be enlightened. but you have to be skeptical about them, because true enlightenment is different from what people generally claim. This way I am enlightened, that way I am enlightened. It's not like this. It's very different, very, very different. True enlightenment is cessation of all greed and hatred and ignorance, cessation of all unwholesome qualities, not temporary suspension, cessation, completely coming to an end. So even if that person wants to get angry, he is not able to. He will not get angry at all. He cannot get angry. It's not that he doesn't want to get angry. He cannot get angry. If he wants to be greedy about something, it's not like that he will not feel greedy, because the whole source of greed is destroyed, whole source of hatred is destroyed, whole source of ignorance is destroyed. So those qualities doesn't exist. So the truly enlightened people, when they pass away, what happens to them? What happens to them? When, like, say, Lord Buddha, when he passed away, or all his enlightened disciples, all the enlightened monks and nuns, from the time from Most Venerable Sariputta and Most Venerable Mahamoggallana to all the enlightened monks and nuns till now, or all the people who have become enlightened in Upasakas and Upasikas, those who have become fully enlightened, all the people, what happened to them? When they passed away, what happened to them? Their body, this physical body, came to an end. The mind, as it's sustained by ignorance and craving, since the ignorance and craving were finished by the power of their enlightenment, that mental force also came to an end. So nothing to continue. There is no fuel, just like a car which runs on fuel, runs on, say, nowadays a lot of electric cars, runs on battery or petrol or diesel or whatever it is. No? It runs on something, some kind of energy. If there is no energy left, the car does not run anymore. The car does not run. Similarly, the energy to continue, the power to continue through the ignorance and craving, when it is all exhausted, all destroyed, then the beings do not continue. That's what happened to all the people who were enlightened in the past. So their continuity of samsara came to an end. When they passed away, that's why we say parinibbana. There's a meaning, specific meaning. When somebody is fully enlightened, we say so and so has attained parinibbana, final passing away. Final passing away means there is nothing to arise. There is no cause for rebirth, no cause or condition to arise, whether in this human world or in the Deva world or Brahma or anywhere else in the world. There is no cause to arise. Perfect cessation, perfect coming to an end. That's what the true sign of the enlightened people. So when the Lord Buddha gave the teachings, slightest bit of condition to continue, even just for a life, one more life also, is not something that I praise. So the whole purpose of practicing Dhamma, practicing spirituality, the essence lies here in letting go of the ignorance and craving. Letting go of the ignorance and craving. Why do we let go? Not for the sake of letting go. Letting go of the ignorance and craving to ensure that our samsara comes to an end. Why do we want the samsara to come to an end? Some people ask like this. Well, if all the people were to be enlightened, then what would happen to the world? But then I will only tell you this. If all the people are existing here in this world, My question is, do you have suffering or not? That's that's the thing. We must consider, even if whole world, all the people are existing, we still have suffering. Or if they exist or if they don't exist, we will have suffering. So our work is to end our suffering, whether it is big or small, gross or subtle. Huh? That's what we. That's the reason why we practice spirituality, to end our suffering. And our suffering only ends when our samsara ends. Like the way, if you have a car, if you have a house, anything, you take the example of a car or a house. You have a house, you live in your house. As long as you live in the house, there will be reasonable wear and tear, or sometimes unreasonable wear and tear. Something will break down, something will happen to the house. You need to paint it, you need to do this or that. You have to maintain the house in a way, or else there will be breakdowns. So, to maintain the house, you must continue to do something. And even after doing so many repairs and paintings and this and that, house will still not be perfect. That's a problem with living in the house. You cannot expect the house to be perfect, new and shiny and free from all defects, and it should continue like this year and year and year till you die. It's not going to happen. Such a house does not exist. Similarly, as long as you continue in the samsara, it is always going to be little suffering here or more suffering there. It's just like this. It's never going to be free from suffering. Never. Why? Why, you may ask, samsara, why is it bad? Lord Buddha also said, if it is exclusively painful, if all the things are exclusively painful, then people would be able to, people would understand quickly. They're able to let go their craving. But that's not the case, no? It's not exclusively pleasant or it's not exclusively painful. It's both of these things. So when they feel something pleasant, they say it's good, it's good. And then they experience something unpleasant, no, this isn't good. And then they experience something pleasant, they forget about it, unpleasant things. And then they again go into unpleasant things, then they say it's not good. But then by doing this, saying it is good and this is not good, and then this is good and this is not good, by liking and disliking, our dissatisfaction does not come to an end. People say like this generally. Oh, you live in the samsara, then it is okay, you experience suffering here and there. You experience some good things, you experience some bad things. Yes, in one way it is true that as long as you live in the samsara, we will experience some good things and some bad things. But it is never okay. This is the sign of ignorance. This is the sign of wisdom. People who say it is okay, they are the perfect unwise people. People who say, no, if I have to continue like this endlessly, if I say this is good and this is not good, I like this, I don't like this, and the next day again I like this and I don't like this, and if I have to keep doing this for the rest of my lives, and then another life, and then another life, and it never comes to an end, then this is not good. It's just as simple as that. This is the sign of wisdom. This is what Lord Buddha was trying to point at. You must see it here, that as long as you keep doing this, it is never going to be good. It is never going to be perfect. Just like the house you live in. It is never going to be a house free from all defects. It is not possible that there will not be any damage or any problem or anything. It will always be nice and new and shiny all the time. It is never going to be like this. Just like the car that nice brand new car that you buy, and you drive it around for some time, for some days, months and years. When it is new and you are very excited, and then after a couple of years, 3, 4, 5 years, it is maybe the mileage goes down, or this or that, or something happens to the engine, something happens to other things. Yeah. And then you complain, oh, the car isn't good enough. I need to get a new car. But then again, you get a new car and the same problem starts after some years. So getting the car is not the solution. Why do we need a car? To go around here and there, to for convenience. But then this convenience is only temporary because the car tends to break down every now and then. Then it is no longer convenience, then it's an inconvenience. So our wisdom is here, right here, recognizing that the nature of samsara is basically inherently imperfect, not perfect. As long as we think samsara with its good and bad things are okay, then we are still unwise people. We are not wise people. No matter where we go, no matter what we do, no matter whatever rites, rituals, this, that, belief, practice, what we follow, we are still unwise people. Doesn't matter. But when we are able to recognize this fundamental aspect, it is never going to be good enough. My house, no matter how much repairs and paintings and maintenance I do, it's still not going to be good enough. It is still going to have defects sooner or later. This is wisdom. So Lord Buddha was saying, when you develop the wisdom about the nature of samsara, and the samsara is inherently unsatisfactory. This is where you develop the wisdom. Previously, I was talking about letting go of the ignorance and craving. How do we let go? Is it like a magic that you just one fine morning you get up and let go of that ignorance and the craving? It can't be like this. There's no magic about this. There's a certain way of doing it. Where the ignorance and craving start, you must start your spirituality right there. Where does it start? In your day-to-day life. If you have a lot of greed, a lot of selfishness, a lot of self-centeredness, or jealousy, or anger, or any of these unwholesome qualities, it is right there your problem starts. Then you must look there in your life, every day in your life. Whether you are living in the house or you are living in the monastery, it's all the same. You must look right there where the suffering starts, because where the defilements start. You must look right there. You cannot look anywhere else. So if you have, say, if you have a lot of anger or hatred or self-centeredness or selfishness, whatever, try to do something opposite of this. If you have anger, try to reduce by exercising loving kindness. If you have a lot of greed, try to give something to others, try to share, try to develop a mind of generosity. So this is where you must do the opposite, because by doing, enhancing liking and disliking, enhancing greed and hatred, you haven't really solved the problem. If you could solve the problem, then all of you would have been enlightened by this time. But then none of you were. So the thing is, you must do the opposite. If you have a sickness, and the sickness has come for a reason, for example, if people are falling sick because they are eating a lot of oily food, for example, or spicy food, then they must cut down on those oily and spicy food. They must try to eat healthy. Do the opposite. So starting with generosity to cut down the greed, starting with metta, karuna, loving kindness, compassion, to cut down the hatred. This is where we begin. To recognize that these tendencies of excessive greed or craving or hatred aren't good. This is where the problem is starting. So this is the first step. That's why we say the first step to reduce our ignorance and craving starts with the dana, generosity. This is where it all starts. Then next, what? Next, we try to do things that are good for us. Example, living a life of virtue, life of goodness, life of morality. These 5 precepts, for example, not to harm, not to lie, maintain one relationship, not to steal, not to indulge in intoxicants. These 5 precepts, for example, is a life of goodness, good character, good behavior, which is good for us and also good for others. If we are able to maintain the moral precepts, the goodness, the ethical behavior, good behavior, then it's good for us. First of all, it's good for us because we are letting go of the unwholesome tendencies. The tendencies to harm others, and in the process of harming others, harming oneself. So the next step is sila, morality. And then when you have sufficiently practiced the generosity and also the morality, then your mind is very peaceful. Naturally, it will be peaceful. So people think like this, some people, that, okay, meditation is something I can do, just I sit down and I will do. But meditation is something that also requires certain foundation. And this generosity or the morality, these are the foundations of meditation. Meditation cannot happen in isolation. If you are a very selfish or self-centered person, or if you have a lot of greed, if you are very stingy or miserly, if you are harming other people, or if you are a very unethical, immoral person, and then suddenly one day you go in a place and then you sit down and experience wonderful, blissful meditation, then you are just being stupid. Simple. Just being stupid, then you are. You must create the foundation. Like the house, to stay, it requires foundation. Similarly, the meditation, to start and to prosper, it requires foundation. Generosity and morality are the foundations of meditation. Without this, meditation does not prosper. And then when you meditate, allow your mindfulness to grow, become strong, to be able to see things correctly, to be, for example, as you see the breath, in breath and the out breath, and then you see the in breath and out breath for a very long time without your mind going here and there, then this mind is very powerful. This mind has a lot of ability to know things deep inside the body, deep inside the mind. What is happening? Why is it happening? How the suffering arises? How the suffering comes to an end? All these wisdom will gradually arise. They arise. Wisdom arises from where? Wisdom arises from meditation. Meditation arises from where? Meditation arises from generosity and morality. So there's step by step everything, starting with generosity, then morality, and then meditation, and then leading to wisdom, to correct understanding. I was previously talking about letting go of the ignorance and craving. Where does the ignorance arise? In this very mind itself. In this very mind itself, thinking this is I or me or mine, and then everything is an extension of I or me or mine. When we say our samsara, it's just extension of I or me or mine. That's all. Nothing else. So whatever we do, we have a sense of I. Big or small, gross or subtle. So with this we do. And when we do, automatically we'll continue to have the greed or hatred, liking and disliking, because we are doing with a sense of I. But then when we are able to understand that this is not I, the body, are not I, the mind, not I, there is no I, then the sense of I-ness will go. And then the sense of I-ness will go, then automatically people can let go of their, kindly maintain silence when the discourse is being given. This is the rule. Yeah. So that's how we do, starting at one point and ending at one point. This is the whole purpose of practicing spirituality, to let go of the ignorance and craving. And when we let go of the ignorance and craving, our samsara is no more. The continuity is no more because the force, the underlying force to continue has come to an end. But then you must begin somewhere. When you talk about the end, it is okay, but then you must begin your own journey by yourself. Other people are not going to do it for you. Nobody. Neither your father, nor your mother, nor your relatives or friends, or nor your teachers or guides, or anyone. Nobody can do it for you. If you really want to make an end of your suffering and samsara, then you must begin by yourself. You must take the initiative and you must do something about it yourself. And you must keep doing it till it is done. So you must, basically the bottom line is you must depend on yourself. You can ask for guidance or help from some people who knows, maybe a little better than you. But that's all. If I say, I am going to meditate, and by understand and doing the meditation, I understand this is where the ignorance is, this is where the craving is, this is where the suffering arises, this is where the suffering ceases. This is not useful for you. Because you don't experience, no? If other people are eating, they are eating. They are hungry and they are eating, and then their stomach will be full. They will not feel hungry, but you will still remain hungry. So you must begin on your own, wherever you are. And then you must, and then people say also, this is practicing of spirituality. It is only for people who are old. So is it the case that only old people have suffering? Is it the case that only old people are having dissatisfaction? Is it the case that only old people will continue to reborn in another place and young people will not be? Is it the case that old people were not young at one point of time? Simple. Is it same? It's same. Young people, old people, educated people, uneducated people, it's all the same. Well, everyone has the body, everyone has the mind, everyone experiences satisfactory feelings and unsatisfactory feelings. Everyone continues in the samsara. It's the same. And then old people, nothing bad about it. But then sometimes to digest the food that somebody is 70 or 80 years old, even to digest the food itself sometimes is a problem. And then you tell them, you come, sit here and meditate. And then that person's mind goes all over the place. Because all his 60, 70, 80 years has been used for nothing good. Really nothing good or peaceful or wise. And suddenly you tell him, now you're old, you must be wise. You're wasting your time. Don't be like this. That's not old and wise. That's just being old and unwise. Yeah, that's just old and unwise. Not all young people are unwise, not all old people are wise in this world. It's not the case. Some young people are wiser than old people. Some old people are unwiser than young people. Huh? Why? It depends on their practice. Each one, how you do. That's all. If you really understand the truth correctly, then you are a wise person. Young or old, doesn't matter. If you don't understand, young or old, you are still unwise. So we must not wait till we are so old and about to be bedridden and then think, oh, I am going to be wise now. I'm going to do something for my next life. Oh, now that it's like the car that has almost broken down and then you say, I'm going to join the rest now. What good is it? That doesn't work. When the car is new, then it can join the race. You can do something. So begin early. Begin when you are young and strong. You have the energy to do. You have the energy to practice. Begin then. Don't wait till you are very old and about to pass away. It doesn't work. That's why all old people, all young, all the true spiritual seekers. You see? Lord Buddha renounced his household life at the age of 29 and he became enlightened at the age of 35. For another 45 years, he went around teaching people. And so many of his disciples, so many monks and nuns who became enlightened, practicing, they came at a young age, majority of them, not when they were very old. So when they were young, they came and practiced and became enlightened. So we must begin our own journey. And we must also, when we begin our journey, then only we will end our journey. If we don't begin, then it will continue. And then we'll just complain and complain and complain and die and then reborn and again complain and die, again reborn. It will always be like this. A little nonsensical. So the whole purpose of practicing Dhamma is to let go ignorance and craving. And that starts within our own mind, within the smallest of things that we do right here, right now. That's why Lord Buddha's teachings, we say, no? Sanditthiko. Here and now, you can see the result. If you are being truthful, you can see people trust you. If you are not being truthful, you can see nobody trusts you. Even sometimes children, if they tell a lot of lies, their own parents believe them. See? What to talk of other people? So you can see, doing good things, you can see the result here and now. When you do bad things also, you can see the result here and now. And that's where the Dhamma, practice of Dhamma, true spirituality is here and now, right here and now. So may you be able to remember what we have said, and may you be able to practice these things, put these things into practice in your life, and may you be able to progress and make an end of your journey in the samsara and make an end of your suffering. With this, we will conclude. If anyone has any questions, you may ask. Yeah, please. Can you come forward? I can't hear from there. And do you have extra mic? Extra mic? Okay, you can ask, maybe. It'll take time. Okay. When we are feeling jealous about other people, whether their success, whether their name and fame or anything, no? For some time we feel jealous. And then do we consider one important point? By just being jealous of other people, do I become more successful than those people or not? Or do I just suffer? My mind becomes restless and not so peaceful or full of suffering, and I keep feeling this bad feeling again and again and keep suffering. Do we consider this? Every unwholesome things that we do has the immediate repercussion on our mind, and that our wisdom lies is to contemplate there, right and now, there, that whatever greed, whatever jealousy, whatever anger that we generate, do we gain truly something, or is it a suffering, just a suffering? So do we contemplate it again and again sufficiently? Do we understand it again and again sufficiently? If you say, oh, then I'm just wasting my time and I'm just creating more suffering for myself, then it's not good. Don't try to be a leader, first of all. Be your own leader, first of all. Are you the one who have sufficiently trained your mind? Is it? When you came here and sat down, you saw a lot of people listening in silence, you still talked. So I think your mind is still not trained so well. Isn't it? So you must train your mind first. Don't try to be leader. Don't try to be teacher. Don't try to be anything. First, Lord Buddha says the biggest victory, you know what is the biggest victory? People who can defeat thousands of people in thousands of battle, Lord Buddha said, this is inferior victory, not superior victory. Why? Because today or tomorrow, someone else will defeat you. Today or tomorrow, someone else is going to defeat you. This is inferior victory. So you must try to gain something superior, training our mind in the right way. Then you have the superior victory. Then if your mind is wise, then you know what is right and wrong. Then you can set the right example for other people by doing the right thing yourself. You understand? You want to become a leader, okay? Then you have to follow certain qualities. You have to have mind of helpfulness, a mind of generosity, a mind of open to listening and open to correction, huh? Correcting your own mistakes. And if you have a mind of lot of helpfulness, do you develop those things? Then you are a true leader. Huh? Then people are inspired. When they see you, they are inspired. Oh yeah, this is the right person. I can follow so and so. Yeah, you know. Successful teacher also. Yeah, whatever, whether it's a leader, whether it's a teacher, so you must live by set an example for other people, right example. Then you are truly inspiring. Hmm? Truly inspiring. First, you have to inspire yourself to do good. Huh? So look for inspiration within yourself. How can I be better than what I was yesterday? Can I be or can I not be? Is it too difficult? Yesterday, maybe you didn't like something or you didn't like some people. I'm just giving an example. You or somebody else, you got angry or you felt bad or you felt irritated yesterday. Can you do it better today? If you can, then you say, okay, then I'm improving. I'm getting better. If you are still the same person, or if we are still the same person, we do things same way, then maybe I am not good enough. Then I need to do more. So we must first work on ourselves. And by doing good things, then we are the right example for people. If you want to gain a lot of friendship, then you have to be helpful and generous. Good friends, helpful and generous. That's one easy way to be helpful and generous and kind to people. Then you have a lot of good friends. Similarly, so develop the right qualities, then you will be a leader. But then if we just expect I would be a leader, but if we are not really doing it correctly, then we can end up being wrong leaders. There is no shortage of wrong leaders, huh? So we must try to be the right leader. First of all, leader of our own mind. Leader of our own mind. That our mind is good. Our mind is straightforward. Our mind is wise. Then I can do something. But if we see our mind is not good, not straightforward, not wise, then my mind is not so good. What good am I going to do to other people? Nothing. So you must investigate yourself every day. Then you will get better. When you investigate yourself like this, you will surely get better and better. Okay. Anyone else? You have a question? I can't listen. I can follow. Can you come forward? A little bit? Yeah. Tell. Your First of all, when we meditate, it is a fundamental thing for anyone who tries to practice meditation not to expect things, not to expect mind to be calm. So, yesterday, your mind was very calm and peaceful, and then today you sit and then expect, oh, yesterday it was very good. Today it's going to be better. And then it all goes haywire, you know. So, the fundamental thing is not to expect anything from meditation. Just allow the things to be natural. If you are peaceful, you should be okay with it. If you are restless, you should still be okay with it. That's meditation, not expecting or forcing our mind to be anything. Allow the mind to be just as it is. And then, when we are aware, rightly aware, knowing the things, then it will automatically get better over a period of time. Then even 10 minutes is some more helpful than previously 1 hour. That is one thing, not to have expectations. Anybody trying to meditate with a lot of expectations, they're never going to succeed. I'm telling you at the beginning. Do it with awareness, knowing, rightly knowing and doing. That's all. But don't expect this should be like this should be like this. Don't be like this, first of all. Secondly, using our whatever time we have, whatever time we have. So, for example, we have the breath with us all the time. And if we have the breath with us all the time, we can see the breath 5 minutes now, 5 minutes later, another 5 minutes sometime else. Wherever we are, whether traveling or sitting or lying down or doing anything, we can always go back to say it's a simple thing, our breath, and it's always with us. We are breathing all the time. So if we can go back to the natural in breath and out breath, and then keep doing it, keep staying there for some time. If for 5 minutes, it's okay. If for 10 minutes, it's okay. And then later on, another 5 or 10 minutes you have, and then you go back to the breath. So use an object, use a right meditation object, and make sure your mind goes there again and again. Make sure you use it regularly, consistently, many times in a day. Even if it is for short duration, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it must be repeated. Say like a breath, our breath. So when you repeat like this, so it's the secret of the success is consistency. So as you keep doing, then you will see this awareness will not just stay when you are trying to see the breath. This awareness will come to your day-to-day activities. But when you are working physically or thinking mentally, everything, this awareness will come back. You will be more aware. Then your mind is naturally peaceful. Whether it is feeling good or feeling bad, you will know this is a feeling of goodness or this is an unpleasant feeling. But this is not really something I should be bothered about. No, I shouldn't struggle with this. Automatically, these things. So when you are able to let go the liking and disliking, then every time you are meditating, all the time you are meditating, then your level of mindfulness, then your level of peacefulness, everything will be powerful. So you have to develop like this. Using it, take an object, go back to that object like a breath, not any object. We don't suggest any type of object, something that is there, right? A actual object which is with you, like a breath. Or sometimes you can see the feelings in the body, whatever feelings that you are experiencing, whether it is a pleasant feeling or an unpleasant feeling, just know the feelings. Be aware this is a pleasant feeling, and then let go. And then sometimes you experience an unpleasant feeling. Be aware and let go, like this. So using a right object, whether it's a breath or awareness of the body or awareness of the mind, and go back to that object, make it consistent. And then automatically same consistency will come in your day-to-day things. Gradually, suddenly it is not something that it will happen overnight. It will not going to, it's never going to happen. But if you are consistently doing, you will see a substantial change over a period of time. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, your question? Yeah. Yeah. Staying positive is good, but then staying positive is not really the most effective thing all the time. You must understand. Sometimes people say, uh, too much of optimism is not good. Too much of pessimism is also not good. Being too much optimistic, it is also not advised. Too much pessimistic, it is also not advisable. We have to be realistic. So you must. What do you do? You are studying. Okay. So then, if you are studying, you have certain set of things. Say every day you have to go to school, except for Sunday. You have to, or if you are going for some tuition or coaching or something, you have to go there and you have to do your studies and you have to do something, and maybe certain thing you have to spend certain amount of time with your parents or family members. So you have certain set of things. Everybody has certain set of things in their lives. So the important thing is we should do these things with the mind of, first of all, seeking our own welfare, seeking everybody else's welfare, not seeking other people's harm or suffering, even if they are not good to us sometimes. Huh? That is one fundamental thing. Not to seek, let these people suffer, let that person suffer, that fellow was not good, this fellow was not like this. If we do like this, then our peacefulness is gone. So, not to seek other people's harm and suffering, not to seek our own harm and suffering. So, if you do like this is called metta, loving kindness. Having goodwill for oneself, having goodwill for all others. So, try this. This is one fundamental thing. You must try this every day. Starting with yourself, and then your parents and your near relatives and friends and other people, and to all people ultimately. You can have a mind of. So, whenever you go to your tuition or your school, or you come back home, whoever you see, may this person also be peaceful and happy. Have a mind like this. Then your mind is busy in the right way. Mind can be busy in the wrong way also, mind can be busy in the right way. So if you are keeping the mind busy in the right way with, say, metta, loving kindness, sometimes you can, if you have, or you can come and learn and practice every day a little bit of meditation as well, like, say, meditating on the breath, natural in breath and out breath, knowing the breath, being aware of the breath. So if you do like this, then you don't have to think, how do I become positive? Because you are creating those conditions to be positive inside. The right mindfulness, the metta, all these are right conditions for mind to be peaceful and happy. So then everything you do will be automatically be better and better. So it's like that. People say, how do I build a house? How do you build a house? You need to, first of all, get a piece of land. You need to get the raw materials. You need to get the masons and laborers and other things. And then you need to start the work with the foundation and then gradually build the whole house. So you need to get all the right conditions. Then the house is done. But if you say, just how do I imagine a big house, but then not going to the fundamentals, then you will never build the house. So being positive is the outcome. Being positive is not thinking, it's the outcome. So there are causes and conditions, mindfulness and loving kindness, and all these are right conditions. So you create the condition, the outcome of positivity will automatically come. So you can do like this. Okay. Okay, then we'll conclude. Sukhi bhaveyang niddukha ahang nichang ahang veha hitacha me sukhi hanto majjata tachaverino imani gamma ketam hi satta hanto sukhi sada tato parancha rajyesu chakkavale sujantano. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So I conclude here today's Sunday discourse. Again, we'll meet on next Sunday, same time at 6 o'clock.